If you have ever experienced panic attacks and you genuinely have thought that you're gonna die from them, then my only advice for you is to watch this video. Hello everyone, my name is Lynn, and today I want to talk about panic attacks because I feel like there are so many people out there who have experienced them and still are struggling to control them in the daily life. First things first is that you need to realize that no matter how bad the panic attack is, you're not gonna die from it, okay? Even though it might feel like you are gonna die, but trust me, you're not gonna die. It's just all in your head. I am no psychologist, but there are two types of stress attacks that most people encounter. And the first one is anxiety attacks, and the second one is panic attacks. And those are two kind of slightly different things. Anxiety attacks mostly happen when you have some stress about performing. For example, if you have to go up on a stage or like present a presentation inside of your class. That is what I would say is an anxiety attack, because you don't know the outcome of that situation and therefore you're just like going crazy in your mind and you have stress, and that's why you start shaking your arms, whatever, like you're just having stress. But on the other side, panic attacks are more so like an outburst of emotions that a person has kept inside of them for a very long time. Now, the big question is, where does these panic attacks come from, right? Now, I want you to understand this. Our panic attacks develop from unbalanced emotions due to a situation that triggered our emotional levels. Now, it can be an earlier situation that you experienced. It can be the present situation that you are in, or it can also be a situation in advance that you cannot stop overthinking about. And that is because you most definitely experience intense emotions. And most people like to silence their emotions. For example, you got into an argument, you like yelled or whatever, and in the end you like silenced your emotions. You just said like, you know what, I cannot do this, whatever. You kept all of those intense emotions in your body, okay? And then it shocks you when you are in a calm situation and you're feeling very calm yourself, and then all of a sudden you experience this outburst of emotions and having this panic attack, and you don't know really, hey, what's happening to me? I think I'm gonna die. Well, that is because your emotions that you swallowed before have been sitting inside of you for a very long time, and now it's finally for them to come out, and that way you experience this panic attack that you don't know how to get out of. Another thing that I want to imply is that myself, I have also been dealing with panic attacks for maybe like 5 to 6 years now, but it's not like on a daily basis, it's like seasonal or whatever. For me, my symptoms are that I have a high, enormous pulse, like all of a sudden, and I also feel like I'm legit like gonna die. I feel very bad. Like I feel very bad. Like I want to grab everything around me because I feel like this is it. Like this is my final minute in this earth. But there are certain ways that you can outsmart and manipulate your own panic attacks in that current moment. And the first thing that I'm telling you about this is that many people that don't experience panic attacks, the first thing they will say to you is, try to think of something else. And that is complete bullshit, because that does not work. In that intense moment, your brain is quite literally spiraling, okay? And if someone tells you to think of something else, it's just impossible to think of anything else, because you're just focused on if I'm gonna die or not, you know? The first thing you need to do is make your body feel something else physical. My main go-to would be like putting both of my palms like against the wall and like pushing out all of the emotions that I'm feeling in my body, because this way you release the tension inside your body. Your mind just needs to have something else to focus on, and when you are pushing out all of that energy and all those emotions out onto the wall, your mind is focusing on the strength you need to provide to push that wall. There are also like many breathing techniques that you can like use in the moment of stress, but I feel like a lot of people forget them, and then you just start breathing weirdly, and it's also no use of that. I'm not saying that those breathing techniques don't work, but I'm just saying that most people forget about them in the moment they're feeling that panic attack. Another technique that I use, and it works for me, but I have not really heard anyone talk about it, is recording yourself. And I just kind of call it live journaling because basically you're most likely to have your phone by your side, and what you need to do is set your phone, like go to the camera, set it into a selfie mode, and put your camera right upon your face, and you need to talk what you are feeling in that moment. And it does not matter if you're gonna make sense in what you're saying, as long as you get that emotion out. You're gonna start to focus on, like, what am I even saying right now? Like, the way that I'm crying is, like, for example, so cringe or whatever. You start focusing on your appearance, and this way your mind, like, automatically starts thinking of different things, and it is not focused on the panic attack that you are feeling so much in that moment. But you know, these are all just techniques that work in the present moment of the panic attack, but they do not fix the panic attacks you might experience in advance. And the only way that you can prevent your panic attacks happening in advance is to speak the emotion when you feel it. Because if you constantly keep silencing all of the emotions you're feeling in those moments, for example, you wanted to cry, but you just said to yourself, like, you know what, I'm not gonna cry, I'm just gonna suck it in, I'm not gonna cry. Then every time you do that, those emotions, they just stay inside of your body, they stay stuck. And then when there's too much, it just outbursts, and then you're like wondering, where do I get this panic attack from? But you already did that to yourself because you kept silencing all of those emotions inside of you. If you release those emotions and thoughts in the current moment when you're experiencing these intense feelings, then you are less likely to give yourself a panic attack in advance. And also another thing, stop trying to outrun the future. A lot of times we overthink, like, oh my god, I have to do like this public speech and I'm very stressed and I'm having like this anxiety attack because I don't know the outcome of the situation. But we cannot control the outcome situation because that is only going to happen in advance. In that moment, we should just stay calm as we can. Tell ourselves, like, I'm just going to go and try to do my best. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then I'll just know how to present better next time, you know? But not like cling ourselves to these emotions like, oh my god, I need to like do it perfectly, because when you cling to that emotion that, oh my god, if I do this well, then I'm just gonna be happy. If I don't, then I'm gonna be sad. Then you set yourself up for failure already, because you're already thinking about the future emotions you're gonna experience. But you live in this moment. And in the moment, the only thing that you can do is tell yourself, it is good as it is now. If I'm having like this anxiety attack, the only thing that I can do is do some techniques that work for me, and that's it. I'm just gonna go out, present the presentation, and that's it for me. I do not control the outcome of the situation. I just can try to do the best I can. But don't cling yourself already to the outcome of those situations. As always, I'm running out of storage, so I'm gonna have to end the video. But thank you very much for watching. I hope that it helped, and I'll see you guys in the next video.